I'm upset. No disrespect, respectfully. But disrespectfully is disrespect. Don't be disrespectful. Those vile, disgusting Spartans. Poor little girl, them. And I'ma tell them why I'm mad. That vile, disgusting cesspool in Columbus. The other state, and of course, as always, I'm upset. Good evening, good people. It is I, the Maze Madman. The intro said it all. I'm upset. I got my team with me. To my left,
the Maniac.
All right. Depending on how you're looking at it. Down below.
I ain't even doing the introduction today because y'all just make fun of me every time anyway.
It's kinetic. So look, Michigan just lost again. All right, this time, undefeated team on the road was trouncing Michigan in the first half. We know all of that. I don't have a lot of words for this. This is what I do have. This is how I feel about Kirk Campbell.
And I'm dead. I want his family dead. I want his house burnt to the ground. I want to go to the middle of the night. I want to piss on his ass.
That's where I am with that guy. We let Curt Cignetti get away with this. On what planet can the head coach at Indiana talk about Michigan? I mean, forget the other two schools. They do suck, by the way. You suck. Talk about Michigan that way, having not coached a single game to that point. He hadn't called one play when he made that statement. I'm going to give the floor to you guys. What are your thoughts?
Go ahead, Kinetic.
I mean, I've been over the season before we came into the game today. I was hopeful that they were going to pull one out in the second half. It looked like we might, but I mean, it is what it is. We knew Indiana was the better team going in. I think that I'm firmly in the camp that that Kirk Campbell, at the very least, should be nothing more than the QB coach. And if he doesn't get fired. But I do think that Wink I think he's better than people are giving him credit for. I think he's adapting. He has gotten better. He's taken big steps the last few weeks. I think he's earned next year with a full off season, and with a better team, more depth. But Campbell cannot be the OC. He cannot be the play caller.
Yeah. So let's start with the first possession of the game. Michigan drives right down the field. You know we only good for about two of those, the most, maybe three a game. That's it. You gotta make it count. What do? Second play. Let's do the obvious. Let's give it to Orgy. Then he doesn't even grab the ball right. He gives it to Marshall, and now we third and goal. You know, he was kind of under pressure. He threw it away. Field goal. Every down counts. We don't have the luxury of having an offense like an Indiana, like Ohio State, like a Miami, where these guys can make plays. We don't. So we can't be doing these stupid plays. And if you're going to bring Orgy in, let him throw a damn pass then. Give him something they're not going to expect. But no, how dare Michigan be creative? Absolutely not. You're asking for too much. So we kick a field goal. Then, after that, it looks like it's about to get ugly. Zeke Berry, bro, he made it up in the second half because the first half I was saying, bro, just make him walk to Ann Arbor right now. That's it. Don't even come out. He was getting flamed, right? With the exception of that touchdown pass that Jahari Hill gave up, he played a decent game. But that touchdown was big. Bro, we in the 10th game of the season. You're going for those bites, man. Those double moves. got caught. All right. Now let's go to the second half. Interception on your opponent's 5-yard line. Of course, we're gonna score, right?
Mhm.
No, let's do the obvious. Let's run right up the middle. And on third down, let's give it to Orgy, the guy everybody knows who's gonna get it. And then
Bruh, every single time we bring Orgy in lately, it kills our entire momentum. Every single time.
Genius play calling. I've never seen such a genius of an offensive coordinator.
No. Nobody has the offensive mind, the offensive know withal. He knows right when to call the plays that are gonna end your drive. And I'm speaking to you, Kurt Campbell. Anyway, let's get to the super chats really quickly because we got a lot to cover tonight. Rip Star, shout out to Rip Star. Rip. We got to talk to you, Rip. Rip Star 199 super chat says no more. At this point, fire the head coach. I don't know. I just said that, by the way. My guy, Mr. Jones says get rid of everybody by midnight. AD, coaches, even the water boy. This is a disgrace. Mr. Jones, you are not wrong. Everybody needs to go. We need to clear the house. The towel girl, the one that came out there and gave them the Gatorade bottles, all of them out of here.
Hold on, real quick. Someone said Daniel Berry. Jairi Hill was the one that got burnt in the first half, not Zeke Berry. He gave up the first touchdown pass.
Yeah, Zeke got burnt too. No. Both of them got burned for sure. Kyoki Kaipana. Shout out to Kyoki Kaipana. We appreciate you patronizing the channel. Poor situational awareness. Yes. They gotta go. Say it with your chest. They gotta go. And then we get the Zulu King. Wink still gotta go. Listen, I'm not mad at the take. I do think Wink Martindale, especially the last 2 weeks, has been the only person that has gone into the halftime, looked at what's not working, and said, you know what, we got to do something different second half. And in the second half, the defense has been playing a lot better. The problem is that it's happening in the second half. Maybe it's too late. And if they could have been playing with that level of intensity, that level of detail, then it could have been a little different, maybe the outcomes of these games. Now, let me ask you guys something, moving the conversation a little bit past hating the coaches, which we all do at this point. Were there any bright spots in this game for you guys? I'm going to start with you, Kinetic. What would you take out of this as a bright spot?
I mean, besides the obvious ones like Loveland and Mason Graham, Kenneth Grant that we know, I mean, Hillman's a bright spot. TJ Guy was killing it today. TJ Guy was on it, especially the second half. Jason Barham the last 3 weeks has been, steadily becoming the guy that we all expected him to. There are bright spots that are coming back next year. I think in the staff, in the coaches, and on the field, we just need more depth and we need a better offensive game plan. But the defense, like I said, the defense is. I see Wink getting better week by week. I see the players buying in. I see the players understanding the system better. I see the play calling getting better. Sometimes it's baby steps from the week before, but it's always forward. Unlike Kurt Campbell, whose plays are all over the place.
Right.
But, on offense, Kendrick Bell's looking good.
Tyler Morris.
Yeah. Tyler Morris has really stepped up the last couple weeks. I'm very excited about Jordan Marshall. He's looking good in the time that he's getting on the field.
Yep. Returning gigs, but yeah.
Well, yeah, but I'm just saying, like, watching him on the field, he looks good. Absolutely. So I'm excited to see him continue and his role to expand within the offense.
No doubt. Same question to you, Maniac. What were the bright spots for you?
Without a doubt, man, Brandon Hillman. He's your prototype Michigan secondary player from the 90s. That's the way you play. And I was saying it, man. This whole season, I haven't seen the defense amping each other like, yeah, good players, just like good tackle. Let's get up next play. Like these guys are not in tune. Right. Hillman, bro, I jumped up that first hit. I said, there you go. And they were both clean hits. Clean. So this guy, we need that intensity. Somebody to set the tone, man. He's a young dude. That's without a doubt, a bright spot. Wings defense, the last 6 quarters, has only given up 30 points to 2 of the top offenses in the country.
That's a fact.
He gave up 10 points to Oregon in the second half and 20 on the road to Indiana, who basically got that field goal because of that punt return. Right. He pretty much shut them out the second half. So, hopefully this is the beginning of something good for Wink. If he still has 2 games, Northwestern and, of course, the other state. Look, man, I'm going to just say this. What else? They really wasn't, Davis Warren, he played good at moments. He didn't turn the ball over, almost did, right? But, like, when we was down, that overthrown pass to Bell, man. Oh,
he had a turnover in this one, right? The fumble was him. Right?
No, he recovered it.
They recovered. All right, cool.
Yeah. In fact, he did a good play because he held the defender on.
Yeah, he did. You're right. Yep, that was
when we hit the
heads up.
That was the first possession. So, look, man. At the end of the day, this is the season. Has been. I can't wait for the season to be over. That's another bright spot that we got a bye coming up, and we might lose to the bye.
Yeah. So here's the thing. Before I get into my bright spots, I'm gonna knock out the super chats that we got in that time. Zulu King came back, said, "Wink, more, Kirk, whole staff, gotta go now. I'm tired." Listen, we understand the frustration. There's absolutely some frustration. There's absolutely some people that need to lose their jobs, and I've been on the show saying I'm not a proponent of saying people need to lose their damn job, but people need to lose their job. All right, that's just a fact of the matter. Dom, shout out to Dom. He says, just got off beach. What happened? Same crap as every week before. Kinetic, Wink improving? Question mark. Consider politics respectfully. Look, in Kinetic's defense, I too think Wink has improved, especially the last 2 weeks. Like I said, he's the only one that seems to have gone into halftime. By the way, somebody's computer is loud or speaker, whatever. But anyway, he's the only one that seems to have gone into halftime and looked at what's not working in the first half and made adjustments. That's just the fact of the matter. And we can't get away from that. So although I still agree that there is some frustration with Wink Martindale, I cannot say that he hasn't made improvements over the last couple of weeks. That said, the real MVP says Bryce got a $250,000 chain. He ain't going nowhere. There you go. I mean, $250,000 chain. Who turns that down? Especially if you're 17. I don't know. Hopefully that isn't it. However, I read some things today. I heard some more things today. Michigan seems to be prepared to cut a 8-figure check, all right, to have Bryce stay in the state of Michigan. More importantly, come to A2. That said, hopefully Bryce on his trip to LSU was not watching this game. Hopefully Bryce doesn't get a tape of this game. But if I was Brian Kelly, and I said this in our group chat, if I was Brian Kelly and I'm recruiting Bryce Underwood this weekend, I would sit him in a room, cut on this game, and leave because this says it all. But hopefully he didn't do that. Hopefully, even if he did that, Bryce was like, yo, it's more, 10 million reasons why I should go to Michigan. But anyway, bright spots for me. Brandon Hillman off the top. Right, he's out there. He's smacking people. He's looking like Jack Tatum or somebody that hits people hard in the defensive backfield. It's crazy. And by the way, I said Jack Tatum. Excuse me, because he's a other state player. but he did play for my Raiders. That said, we're not going to use him. Give me somebody else that hit people hard. Ronnie Lott. There you go.
Yeah.
Brandon Hillman was 2 for 2 at taking out IU players. And if we just could have had Brandon Hillman in there to take out 70 more IU players, then maybe Michigan could have won the game. Shout out to Brandon Hillman, who's also from Virginia in the 7 cities. Shout out to Brandon Hillman. That said, guys, I think that's going to be my only highlight of the game, my bright spot of the game, because I'm not trying to give out a lot of bright spots. Michigan needs to take this loss along with every other loss that they had this season, which is a lot, by the way, 5 of them to be exact, and get it together. They need to watch these films, decide what fat needs to be cut off the bone, and what we're going to keep, which shouldn't be a bunch, by the way, and then, move forward that way. What do you guys think?
Yeah, Kinetic.
Sorry, say it again. I was responding in the chat.
All right.
It's all good. I'm actually going to drop the link in the chat for people who want to come up, because I know there are a lot of people who want to express themselves. There's 300 plus people watching us right now. If there aren't 300 likes, something's wrong. Like the video, share the video. Let's go.
Yeah, look, and another thing is, we're not going to sit here and say we only lost by 5 points to a top 10 team on the road. That's what Ohio State does with their $20 million roster. We only lost to Oregon by 1 point on the road, bro. Like you get a banner for that. No, Michigan had this game. They lost this game on those 2 red zone possessions. The first one of the game and the one when Zeke Berry caught an into. If you don't convert on the road against a top team, you do not win. You do not win in this game by only kicking field goals.
When the defense puts you in a position to score and you don't
listen, defense did what
you
they
don't
had to do, man.
take advantage of it, you're not going to
With
win.
the exception of some of the first half where Zeke Berry and my man Hill got cooked. After that, they were good.
No doubt. We got our first guest is Cameron. Everybody, what's good, Cam? What are your thoughts coming out of this one, man?
Man, listen, man. Is it really Wink's fault the whole season, man?
No.
That's what I wanted to know. Is it really his fault the whole season? Because I look at game by game. He kept us that defense kept us in a lot of games.
Mm-hmm.
It's the constant trying to stop people over and over again. They get tired. They're going to get tired. Sharon Moore called a timeout. Why?
At what point? What point you talk? At what point you talking about?
I'm talking about the timeout when he thought he was gonna get the helmet to helmet call. I knew they weren't gonna give that to us.
Well, I thought I wasn't too mad at that one, right? That was the hit on damn, I forget what it was. The fumble. It was the hit on Orgy. Right?
It was the fumble.
And I wasn't too mad at that. Like, it could have been a helmet to helmet or a targeting call there. I don't know why it wasn't, honestly, but
we've got to have a guy, and I don't know if we do or don't. I assume we do, and he's just not doing it well. If we do or if we don't, that's major malpractice. Not hiring a guy, but we've got to have a guy that's sole job is to advise Sharon Moore, like, hey, this has a good chance of getting overturned, or this doesn't. No, this, don't challenge this. Don't take this time out.
Did y'all think that one didn't though?
Like, we got to have an analyst that's his sole job. Every good team has one. I assumed we did. Now I'm starting to wonder.
But do you think that one didn't have a good chance?
They ain't gonna call that. I'm just gonna be honest. They not gonna call
I mean, here's the thing. Like, by watching it, what happened in the field, yes, I think it should have been called that. But by the rules, I never thought it was going to get called.
Yeah, it ain't going to get called. And my thing is,
it's just like that catch the last week, that catch that he lost when he went out of bounds.
Well, that was nothing
watching
like that was
no. What I'm saying is, watching it, that should have been a catch. But by the rules,
why
it's
should
not
have been a catch?
Because he had it all the way on. He had control of it hit the ground, had control, was in, went out, and then lost it after he was out of bounds, that should have been a catch. But by the rules as they're written, it wasn't going to be. Same thing here. By the rules as it's written, it wasn't going to be. It wasn't going to be called.
I want to ask y'all a question. Who is our scouting team on the next game by game? Because they are horrible.
Cam, the guy that when you go to your gas station and get gas for your car is asking for change at the door.
Oh, that's him?
Yeah,
oh, okay. Because if y'all notice, what Indiana do? They blitz the whole game on run plays. Pretty much. Run plays. Yeah. And you mean to tell me Moore and Kirk Cameron couldn't see that?
Yeah. And you know, another thing, Cam, I mean, you guys tell me. Guess what we threw today, guys? And it was successful. A
running back screen.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow, we threw a screen pass. Look at Michigan. Look at them. Being
baby
creative,
step.
doing
baby
something
steps.
different.
Come on. Hold on. Let me get to the super chat. Groove says bottom 3rd and 7th in passing out of 893 colleges. I'm not sure, that doesn't include 893. It's like 140 something that they are including there, but still it's embarrassing. I get it. The couple more before we get back to it. Ripstar says talk these. Yeah. There you go. Get Underwood or Moore needs to go.
No, I don't think you can. I don't think you can gauge Moore's job and future on.
Listen. Moore's made some questionable decisions here.
He has,
but
guys, for the record.
Yeah, but you can't base firing him or not on whether or not.
Right. No, I agree. Plays. We are.
Moore is not getting fired this season for the record.
He can't.
So people need to stop saying Moore got. He's not going this year. For
I
sure,
get that. But do we want to go through this again, y'all?
No, we don't.
No. But he's got to learn from this too. We'll get to that in a sec. Bruce Paris with the $20 super chat. Shout out to Bruce, who puts us into a second hour because I didn't do the math. So we are into a second hour. Shout out to Bruce for securing that. That said, he says, fellows, Michigan needs a new offensive coordinator. Get Bryce Young and get him some breakaway receivers. I think he means Bryce Underwood, but absolutely some breakaway receivers. Defense will be fine. I don't know if the defense will be fine because a lot of those first rounders are leaving after this year. We're going to have to hop in the portal. It's a lot of things that are going to need to be done in Michigan's offseason. That said, I'm with you on we need a new offensive coordinator. Myself, my guy Kinetic, have a guy in mind. He is currently
a week or two ago
over at North Texas. Jordan Davis, would love to have Jordan Davis as the offensive coordinator. He's young. He's got a great offensive mind. Just throwing a name out there.
I agree.
Absolutely.
But
I brought him up a couple weeks ago, and I'm not going to sit here and say claim that I was the first one to think of it. I heard it from somebody else, but
right.
I looked him up. I thought he was good, and I think he would be a good fit.
Are we able to have this? Dude, y'all got to look at it. I understand they coaching, 18, 19, 22, and 23-year-old. I get that. Right. But come on, bro. This is a reoccurrence. Ain't nothing changed. This is the reoccurrence on the offense. Over again. The right side of the offense need help. But yet and still, you putting him on the island. Come on, man. That's
Cam, we okay.
Even high school coaches gonna make sure they chip and they ain't gonna leave that man on the island.
I mean, listen, here's the thing. I get it. You can't leave him on the island time after time, but you also can't. I can't hold your hand. We got to do some things to try to create pressure and stuff like that. I would keep on more occasions than not somebody over the top to help. Absolutely, no doubt about it. Cam, we got to get you out of here.
Okay.
We got other callers coming up, but I appreciate it. Hop back up later if you're still around. Shout out to Cam. Terrence, you're up next. Marmar, we see you. We coming to you next. Terrence, what's good?
What up, Terrence?
Terrence.
Hold on, man. Now y'all know I'll be hard on Wink, but I'm gonna tell y'all this, man. He might have had the greatest second half of his life. I mean,
he was nice.
Oh my goodness, that might have been the greatest second half of his life. But I will say this though, so I guess with him, like the issue where he has to improve on is starting these games better. Like, I mean, it's no secret that we all knew that the offense wasn't going to be great this year. We didn't think it was going to be this bad, but we knew it wasn't going to be like spectacular. So we definitely knew that we was going to rely on the defense to carry us a little bit more this year than the offense. So with that being said, it's like you got to get off the better starts, man. You know what I mean? Like you've been coaching too long. There's nothing that you haven't seen. So why isn't your group more prepared to start these games? You know,
I agree.
like and you know, and that's my thing. And then also too with me with the bright spots, the kid B Hellman, he's out there playing some ball. I would love to see him and the kid Curtis out there more and sit Page ass down. I don't know why they keep keeping him out there. Again, I guess senior favoritism, all of that other stuff. But especially with that secondary, some of them dudes just don't need to be out there, man.
Yeah, no doubt about that. Your comment about the secondary, by the way. And I like Brandon Hill. I've liked Brandon Hillman since the moment that Michigan was able to, flip him from Notre Dame.
Yes.
And he's out there hitting. He's hitting folks, and he means it. So I like that about him. Now, I think he may have some deficiencies in coverage, so maybe they got to move him to like a rover type of deal, kind of like they did with Jabril years ago, right? But he's hitting people. I think he can make plays. He's a big plus on the defense. Makari Page, bro.
Yeah, that's what I said. He's not doing no worse than Makari Page. So it's like,
I am so disappointed in Makari Page right now. I saw so many plays where he got beat and didn't even try to catch back up into the play.
Yes.
That one on the outside towards the end when Surratt dropped that pass. Makari Page got beat and was just jogging behind him. Jair Hill came from the center of the field faster than Makari Page to try to get it covering.
Yeah,
it's pretty rough.
And that was his guy.
Yeah.
Pre-snap defense looking lost. Don't know where to line up. What? We in the 10th game of the season and we still going through this?
And nobody misses more tackles than Page too. He misses like the most tackles out of like everybody on the defense.
Page has been a big disappointment this season. He was supposed to be another leader in that secondary alongside, of course, Will Johnson. And he's been horrible, especially in coverage and tackling everything. That dude fell off by a lot. Like in the video games, you have your player, he's a 90 overall. He went from a 90 to like a 55.
So my thing is like the way like my thought process is like if you're gonna struggle, why not just play the young guys? You know what I mean? Like if you're gonna struggle anyway, just play the young guys and get them experience. So like all of them freshmen, sophomore DBs that you recruited, like if you're struggling anyway, just put them out there and let them play. Because it's not like the older guys are making a difference.
No doubt. Nazi, I agree with you.
Yeah, and look, the bottom line is this. Regardless with Davis Warren, yes, he didn't play a horrible game, but he's just not it. He's better than what we have, but he's just not going to make the plays when you need it. And this is when an elite or a veteran quarterback comes into play. Because again, I'm going to go back to that play. We're driving, it's third down, and he had Bell wide open, and he overthrows him high. You got to make those plays, man. You understand? This team, they show hard. I give it. One thing they haven't showed that they quit on their coach. So that's a good sign, right? This team hasn't quit. Now, we got Northwestern, the last game at the Big House in 2 weeks because Michigan has a bye. and then we end it with the other state. Guys, we have it. Someone in the chat, look it up, or if one of you guys know off the bat, when was the last time Michigan went winless on the road in the regular season?
Now the thing about Kirk Campbell is he's just killing drives at this point, man. It just seems like it's been like the last couple weeks, like the substitution with the quarterbacks, the running backs, like, you know what I mean? Like, he's just like, he killing drives. Like they gotta go. And then like with Moore, my whole thing again, I've always said, he doesn't need to get fired. But the one thing I will say though, he probably don't need to be picking the next coordinators. Like, let somebody else do that. Like, like seek outside help. You know what I'm saying? Like how Jim called on Big Bro. Maybe you need to call on someone too. Let somebody else hire these dudes, man. Because whatever you've seen in some of these guys, it's not. That ain't it. Nah.
Yeah, man. Look. Your mic.
Who's?
Madman's is muted.
Yeah, Madman.
Look, his mic is muted.
Oh shit! Hey, listen. I'm sorry, T. If you ain't hear nothing I said.
No.
I said we gotta drop you down. We gotta get some other callers. But we appreciate you coming up. Come back up if you get the chance for sure. Damn. Whole time I was talking, he ain't hear none of that. I agree with you, by the way, too. Marmar, what's good?
Marmar.
What up, though? My bad.
Oh.
You better not be.
I was, but I wasn't just doing it now. I was putting out a thing on the X with Kirk Campbell picture talking about frauds wanted. Yeah, I was putting out a wanted thing. You know what I'm saying? Dead or alive. So because yeah, like I said, he's killing drive. Every time you throw Orgy in there, they go to drive. I mean, this has been going on all season. And they still ain't learned. And then they go on the press conference and then defend them. And then, it's going to be the same thing after, in 2 weeks against Northwestern. I don't know the last time
any Kirk Campbell defense this week from the head coach.
Nah, he going to say it, man. Listen. They a tight-knit family. Like, just like all of us, we're a tight-knit family. We ain't going to let nobody drag them. Even if they wrong, that's just what it is. And they not gonna do that. I know that things are in play for certain people to be up out of there. Just know that.
Yeah.
Just know that. I'm telling y'all that. It's in play. It's being talked about. So Kirk Campbell is not going. Yeah, he might be demoted, or he's not going to be there next year. Just know that. This is a talk right now. They have to just deal with it because it was thrown together. And that's the thing about that. Before you go, I ain't trying to cut you off, boxing, but that's what I got to say. It was thrown together. We wasn't equipped to come back to this season to go back out there and win 9 or 10 games this year. We didn't recruit like that. See, all the Ohio States and the Georgias and the Texas and the LSUs, they can come back from a playoff run and go back and have a decent season the next season. We didn't have that. Plus, you had the dilly-dallying with Jim Harbaugh and JJ, which also cost us. So he panicked. He had to throw a staff together. They didn't have time to build a rapport with each other. They just brought him on board. You the coach, sign his contract. Let's see what we got. You could tell in the first game. You could tell in the Texas game. You could tell in the USC game. You could tell on all the games that these people did not have time to build a rapport with each other to make sure everything ran smoothly. And it ain't going to run smoothly the rest of the season. So now I'm looking forward to basketball season, and that's great because we have a bright spot. We just got 2 kids in the last 3 weeks that are Dusty May is cooking. So now we need to get on the Dusty May train right now and say squash the football right now. And I see y'all. I see, huh?
Didn't Dusty May just get the top recruit in the country?
Yeah, he got McKinney. Yeah, he got McKinney. Yeah, he got a 5-star. He got the boy from overseas. He's a 5-star as well, right?
He's a 4-star, but yeah,
okay,
no doubt.
But that's all I'm saying. You know, I'll see y'all in April at the spring game. Hopefully Underwood is there, and then I'll see you at the first game next year on YouTube
or live.
So let me ask you guys. So going pretty much all season long, if you had asked me what do I think our worst position group is, I would have probably said wide receiver.
Right.
But that's
still the case, or would you? Because now I'm starting to wonder if it's not the O-line.
No. Okay, listen. Okay, you're right. Kinetic, you're right. The receivers that we've been recruiting the last 3 years is little guys that fits Harbaugh's system. If you notice how Sharon Moore is recruiting with his receiver, these guys are above 6'2", 6'1", 6'2".
Yeah.
Harbaugh.
To be fair, they tried to get bigger receivers during the Harbaugh era.
Listen, we did have a few of them, but they just either didn't pan out or they transferred out or whatever.
Right.
I have a story about Donovan Peoples-Jones. Y'all may not like it, but I know people that go to church with him. And then I also know a guy that works the Michigan games. He's my district manager at Curie. And he said when Donovan and Rashawn Gary were there, they used to harass. Well, Donovan Peoples-Jones was not a locker room guy. That's why the culture was bad. He was in there. He was always in the locker room acting the fool. And then you had. That's why Tariq Black transferred out. And then you had Rashawn Gary parents always harassing Harbaugh. So that's why we didn't go nowhere with them back in the day. But like I said, we did have decent receivers, but after Donovan Peoples-Jones, who did you have? Cornelius Johnson, Roman Wilson,
Cornelius Johnson. I mean, that was having a big receiver. That's why we got Amorian Walker. We had what was the kid, the Clemens kid that transferred out this last year?
Darius.
You know why he transferred out?
Yeah, we've had some. They weren't Harbaugh's focus for recruiting. He wanted the small, quick guys that could also block. But we have had some. The ones that we've gotten just didn't pan out.
No doubt. Let's get to the super chat real quick. Hey, Marmar, we're gonna drop you.
Hey, I appreciate y'all, man. Go Blue.
No doubt. Go Blue, of course.
Yeah, love.
Michigan needs to have that OSU type standard. We need it to start buying these refs and dropping bags on recruits.
Someone go hire the Chiefs ref staff.
Allegedly, by the way. But yeah, listen, man, there is a standard, I guess, that the other state has in terms of like their recruiting, especially at wide receiver. But I also think that Michigan doesn't necessarily need to go down that road of like just recruiting wide receivers as like the other state does. We see what it's done to them when we have matched up with them the last 3 years. They got a lot of finesse players and not necessarily a lot of dogs on that team. And I'm not saying, and I'm talking about in the past. This year, maybe a little different. I think because I do think Jeremiah Smith is a dog. He's a freshman though, and that'll be, we'll cross that bridge when we get there. That said, that's crazy. Are you having a hard time hearing me, Maniac?
No.
Maybe it's just me. If it's just me, it might be my connection. But on my end, it sounds like your mic is straining on its connection.
No, I hear it.
But I don't hear that with Maniac or anyone else.
Yeah,
I don't know.
And look, let's talk about it, right? You have a team like Indiana, who's a perfect example.
Yeah, I said your name. The other state.
Nah, we don't do that. We don't do that, champ. But anyway, how many? They were one of Colorado is the team with the most players from the portal. I believe Indiana is number 3. You could be good and get the portal. I don't know why people get so scared. Oh, you don't need to go. So yes, you do. Yes, you do. Right? Because if it's not coaching and it's because lack of players and playmakers, then go in the portal because there's going to be a lot of that there. And especially now, right? Because again, the knock was, well, Moore didn't have enough time because Michigan went to the Natty. True, that's a point. That's a fair point. All these other teams have first dibs at the sale. We got whatever was left. So Michigan, there won't be no excuse this season because if we're gonna go to a bowl, we already know is the what bowl we going to, the Sasson and Adobo Bowl, right? We playing what? Chick-fil-A Tech. It is what it is.
Chick-fil-A Tech. Oh shoot, we got other callers up here, and it's
go ahead.
stacking up. My bad, I didn't see these guys. Burks, you're alive. Then we coming to you, Dom. Steven will come to you after that. That's the order that they came in. Burks was good.
Hey man, win, lose, or tie, I sleep in this room until I die. Okay,
let's go,
guys. What's up, guys?
What's up,
Burks?
Yo, listen, man. Can we just talk about Davis Warren's play? Like, especially like he is okay. So here's the thing, right? I'm one of those guys who's not a JJ McCarthy fanboy like last year, right? He was an amazing quarterback. Don't get me wrong on Michigan, but I kind of thought he was a little overrated. But man, after having Davis Warren. I don't know if you guys remembered, but that play where he like stepped back, he stopped his feet, and then he threw. It was like 5 yards to the right or like his play was not great. Can we just like what do you guys think? Like it was kind of
no doubt about it.
It was really disappointing, and I feel like it's Bryce Underwood or bust. Do you guys agree on this? Because I would rather have start off with a new QB, fresh blood, rather than get a transfer portal. Do you guys agree on that? I want to know your take on that.
You would rather get a
guy like fresh blood, like Bryce Underwood, in a transfer portal guy, and work with him.
So Jaden Davis, you're talking about like Jaden Davis?
No, Bryce Underwood. Yeah. Rather did not have a transfer portal guy. Like I don't want a transfer portal.
You don't want a transfer portal quarterback, is what you're saying.
Yeah, because I feel like we can work, especially if it's number 1 recruit guy. Like Bryce Underwood. That's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
Well,
go ahead. Yeah, man. Go ahead.
Yeah. If you don't get Bryce Underwood, then I think the best option for Michigan is to get a portal quarterback. Heck, there's still it could still be the best option for Michigan to get a portal quarterback, even if you do land Bryce Underwood. The problem is if you land Bryce Underwood, and this is what I don't want people to. TJ spoke about this a little bit on his show. Well, he didn't speak about this, actually. He was saying that, we could get these quarterbacks, whatever. What I'm saying is, if Bryce Underwood comes to Michigan, make no mistake about it, Bryce Underwood is playing from day one because of what would have been invested in the Bryce Underwood. It's not like a situation where they're going to have a quarterback battle. If Bryce Underwood comes, and Jaden Davis is still on the roster, there's not going to be no quarterback battle. Bryce Underwood is starting because, especially with the numbers that they throwing out here now, this ain't the NFL, bro. You don't get to, replace the starter because you outplayed them or whatever necessarily. Like, they're talking football numbers for a kid out of high school. He's going to play, trust me. And that's the same for if we get a quarterback out of the portal and he's here. Bryce Underwood is going to play. There's no doubt about it.
Yeah. I get it, Burks. I mean, you would want to have a quarterback from within, but we in a time where you got to go for what's the best out there. That's just the reality of it. So if we get Underwood, shit, no one is going to complain. But if we don't, we got to have plan B. We got Jaden Davis there. It's looking like Miller Morse wants to come to Michigan. That's still not a guarantee, but I'll take him, and shit, maybe take another quarterback. You don't limit your options. You want to take 4 quarterbacks. If you could have 4 quarterbacks in that room that all could play, so be it.
Right. Burks, one more thing, and then we gotta let you go because the callers are stacking up.
Yeah, of course. Yeah. Last thing I just want to say is, hey, listen, man, you guys, I like a lot of fans like us some of us are more invested in the Bryce Underwood recruitment in this season. And it just really pisses me off how people are like, man, stop talking about his Bryce Underwood recruitment. Stop. We get it. He might not come in. No, this is important, guys. This quarterback is in my opinion, a better prospect than Trevor Lawrence. He can truly change this program around, and he is a one-in-generational talent. So I'm just sick and tired of people saying, stop with his Bryce Underwood talk. No, guys, all right? It's Bryce Underwood or bust, baby. Bryce Underwood or bust. That's all I want to say.
No doubt. We appreciate you coming on, Burks. Listen, I don't disagree with what he had to say wholeheartedly. I do think that you have to get Bryce Underwood if you can get him, right? Whatever it costs to get him, within reason, you have to get him. And within reason, I'm just saying, actually, forget the within reason. It's not my money. It's not your money. It's not Maniac's money. It's not Dom's money. It's whoever wants to pay for Bryce Underwood to come. And if they want to pay Bryce Underwood $37 million, give him $37 million. Because if that's what it takes to get him here and that's what they're willing to do it. I don't care. And I agree that Bryce Underwood is a transcendent player on that front. So there you go. Dom, what's good?
Gentlemen, how are you?
I'm sorry. I don't want to cut you off. I don't mean to cut you off. I got to get this super chat out. Shout out to Bruce Paris again. He says, where was Amorian Walker the last 2 games? He's tall, fast, and why didn't we use him? I do believe he was on the injured list. I know he was last week. This week, I'm just guessing he was again. All right, Dom, go ahead.
Thank you, sir. I was criticized my last call-in because I wasn't on camera. And my battery was low on my phone, or I would have went down to the beach, and you guys could have seen the beautiful sunset back here, which you're not going to see as clearly as if I was at the beach. But I feel it to be symbolic.
Just rub it in.
The sun has set on Michigan season. It has set on Michigan season.
Poetic.
Bryce Underwood. If I'm Bryce Underwood, I'm sorry, fellas. I'm not going to come to Harbor and play with a bunch of female genitalia because that's playing. It is a disgrace.
Oh, Lord.
Soft. Very, very soft. And we've been talking about Ohio State being soft.
Right.
Wait to get dog walk, fellas, in 3 weeks because it's ugly. And the problem stems from veteran players who left, that went through the disappointments and understood. And we're left with a bunch of kids that when things don't go right and they don't do right, instead of being reprimanded and punished, they're given a glass of warm milk and cookies because that's what their head coach expects. This is harsh, really harsh, because I love Sharon Moore. In Kinetic, I respect you a great deal, sir. Maybe politics one day, because my goodness, you know, patron saint of sacred bleeding heart for why we should save Wink, when Wink is nothing more than your tavern drunk at the corner talking about the good old days.
Nah, that's being too harsh on.
The fundamentals are pathetic. There has been no improvement in the fundamentals as a whole. Maniac. Inconsistency is the only consistent thing. And that comes down to fundamentals, fundamental coaching, and unfortunately, maybe a significant embarrassment at the hands of Ryan Day and Ohio State will wake up Sharon Moore to realize that the warm milk and cookies doesn't work. And we need somebody like a Ben Herbert to come in and mold these young men, these boys, into men who have a little bit of self-pride, don't jog, hit people, play through the whistle, congratulate their teammates, get on one another, support one another. It's been sleepwalk the entire year. I started, watched the game. I'm not going to rehash. We saw what ended in 3, which should have been 7 points. I said, I'm going to the beach. I'm not sitting here making myself enraged, expecting something different when nothing different is going to come about. And if I'm Bryce Underwood again, I ain't coming to play with these guys.
Hold on, Dom. Hold on, Dom. Bruce says, "Stop it, Dom. Wink is adjusting to college ball this season. The defense will be fine." What do you have to say to that? We gotta move on too. I'm sorry, but we're gonna bring two people up next because that's how stacked up we getting. But go ahead, Dom.
That's it, fellas. If I'm Bryce Underwood, I ain't coming there for this.
Do you think the defense will be fine?
The defense, we lose a lot of players, and
Yeah.
like I said, Wink Martindale is in college football because nobody in the NFL wants him. He's used.
I don't think that's true. I think if he gets fired or leaves us this year, he's got a job before the first month of the offseason's over.
You know, again, the politics. I personally don't care. I wish him all the best. But the only reason he's not in the NFL is because he was dismissed. And his mentality, okay, is to coach professional athletes who have their home trainers, and they realize if I don't play hard, I don't know the game plan, I'm on the bench and I'm losing my paycheck eventually.
Yeah.
That's a professional adult athlete. He's used to coaching. He's not used to this warm milk and cookies that these players need in Michigan.
Listen, Dom, there's a job for Wink at Burger King Tech. Don't worry.
Shout out to Dom. Dom, we appreciate you as always, sir.
Thank you, guys.
All right.
No doubt. Dom came on today's Scorched Earth.
I take that back. I'm really pissed off.
Shout out to Dom. We got to bring Steve up. We'll bring my guy up, legend himself, Mr. Johnny Olden Jr. They've been backstage waiting for a while now. I appreciate you guys' patience. By the way, if you didn't know, we're going to tell you, Johnny will be joining us Monday as the special guest on Eminem Mondays. Shout out to Johnny for that. Steven, talk to us, baby. What's good?
Hold up. Am I in the presence of Mr. Johnny Olden? Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh. Guys, this is a moment. Let me take it all in. Let me take it in, Johnny Olden, aka Baby New Edition, aka Jodeci, aka Tampa's Finest. Oh my gosh. Johnny freaking Olden, guys.
There you go.
No. Hey, man, first of all, hey, Maniac, I'm mad. Before I start, I'm mad at you. How y'all gonna let somebody get up here and say JJ was overrated? And, Maniac, you should have been like, word the mother, kid, you illin'. Ain't no way JJ overrated. JJ? Overrated?
No, he did get away with saying that. I think Burke said that JJ was overrated. I wanted him to. I didn't want to cut his wisdom.
Bro, listen, you should have cut his water off, bro. JJ lost one game. JJ, he's a national treasure in Ann Arbor. He will not be disrespected. I'm a black man. Hey, he can come to the cookout any day of the week. He's a Republican, so I don't know. But anyway,
we don't do politics. We ain't gonna get into
it. You're right. Yeah, you're right. But now back to what I was saying. They showed heart. I'm mad, but they did show some heart. So we got to give them that today. I was disappointed in three areas, and one area is when people talk about the portal. If you look at Michigan develops pretty well. So to say that we just got to hit the portal, look at Curtis. Jared Curtis, look how little that dude is. They had like Tyler Morris. Michigan has guys that are developing. We don't need to hit the portal for 20 guys every season. Indiana had a good year. Next year, they're going to be the 2022 Michigan State Spartans. I'm telling you now. They're not going to be as good because they got 31 transfers. You can't maintain or sustain that level of excellence. When you look at Colorado's not going to lose any less than 3 games each year because every year they hit in the portal. You can't keep doing it. So Michigan doesn't have to do that. So for anybody who thinks they don't develop, now Miller Moss, if he comes, I'm cool with that. But we don't need 30 guys. But today was just a microcosm of the season. It was frustrating. I was watching and I was glad that they showed heart. Donovan played well, Khalil played well, Kirk Campbell still got to go. The DB like Zeke Berry played well. All in all, I just think that even with all that, and Johnny O might agree with me, I still think they probably gonna beat the Buckeyes. I don't know why. I think that's more of a mental thing. Indiana had this is Indiana's, I think, the second worst game overall, and Michigan didn't even have Will Johnson. You get what I'm saying? So, I mean, and shout out to Indiana, they did their thing. But like I said a few weeks ago, you better get Michigan now. You better get, because when they get it right, when they get this thing rolling, it's over with for everybody. The Hoosiers are doing all this talking. Get them now. And Coach Moore knows what he has to do. I'm waiting for him to do it. I'm gonna drop down because I know the celebrity, like, hey, look, Leroy Green is there. Bruce Leroy. He's the master. So I'm gonna let the master talk. I'm the show enough. The red light is wearing off. We got the orange light, Johnny Olden. So I'm gonna go ahead and drop down. Let my man Johnny.
I'm tired of you, dog. Hey, we appreciate you, Steve.
All right, no doubt. Go blue, baby.
Go blue.
But look,
the one, the only Johnny Olden.
Yes, sir. The first half, I was like Dom. Wink, Kurt, goodbye together. But Dom went to the beach. He went to the beach. So he missed Wink showing up second half. Wink showed
2 weeks
up
in a row.
Exactly. So it was just like, as soon as I want to write off Wink, he puts a "you can't blame me for this." He puts one of them together. Y'all can't blame me.
Right.
Wink had them boys like, all right, take the game, Sharon Moore. Take the game, Kirk Campbell. And them dudes, bro, Kirk Campbell gotta go. I don't care if we get Bryce Underwood. Ain't no way I want that dude coaching Bryce Underwood. He got to go, bro. The red
that is
zone,
a Snapple top fact.
No scheme. We don't have a scheme, bro. We don't have one. We don't got a scheme or identity. We don't got none of that.
Right.
Remember the eye candy that helped us against Oregon and all that stuff? I always preach eye candy because we have to do it this year. We have. Did you see any of it this game? Any eye candy to help?
Wait. Johnny, we threw a screen and it worked. We
did throw a screen.
We should be throwing 4 screens a game to the running back.
Bro.
And another thing, on the goal line, we haven't been running the ball well. Where's the motion? Having players in motion.
That's what Johnny talked about with the eye candy. We doing none of that. There's but why are we trying to go up the middle every time too? Like we ain't doing a fake. There's nothing. When they put Orgy in, even there's no eye candy there. There's no read. It's just power.
Getting him killed. He getting
destroyed. Yeah.
So you said an Orgy up the field. You said most of the offense up the field because you're not doing any eye candy, no motion to get separation. You saw the play action bootlegs and rollouts. They were on top of that. Yeah. That don't mean you can't run a regular drop back play action. Like you still want to do play action, bro. Like Kirk Campbell is in over his head, and he's making Sharon because we don't know who exactly is calling the plays for sure. If Kirk Campbell's still calling the plays,
Kirk is definitely calling the plays.
Bad. So it's Kirk still, right?
Yeah.
Sharon hears it though. We know he hears it.
Right. It is in the headset.
So he's making you look bad.
Right.
So Kirk Campbell is making Sharon's leash get shorter and shorter. I hate to say it is because this was the win you needed. You needed this one,
bro.
Top 10 win. Indiana think they the stuff. Cignetti running his mouth.
Right.
He was over there looking. I didn't talk too much.
Yeah, hey, we had him right where we needed him to be. Kinetic, your speaker is too loud. We can hear the reverb.
Right, I'm gonna grab my headphones real quick then.
No problem. No doubt. Like he was sick in that second half. I'm pretty sure he went into halftime thinking he was about to run the score up on us. You heard what he said before he went into halftime, right? He thought he was gonna run the score up, but Wink came out in the second half with his head screwed on correct, and did what he needed to do. Shout out to Guy who had a monster second half. Brandon Hillman,
bro,
boy,
goodness, boy. Make sure you
better protect your neck when Six is out there.
You come back next year, boy. You don't go nowhere. That boy looking like he played for Georgia.
He's smacking people. It's crazy. In fact, he put 2 people on the infirmary list for Indiana.
Don't go no. He was the only bright spot for the defense in the first half.
That's what I thought. I thought he was seek and destroy out there. Shout out to C4 Collect. I need a quarterback from all y'all who we need to help. No doubt. This is a good question. Let's start with you, Maniac. Who's the quarterback of choice for you?
Listen, what do you mean for next season?
I hope it's for next season because this season, what are we doing?
It's tough because there's many things, right? One, what's the situation on Jaden Davis? I still would like to see him while he got. We can't just count him out. Right. I'm not going to really go into the Underwood until it's a definitive answer what he's going to do. Because if he comes to Michigan, obviously him. So we're going to have to go to the portal, C4. But I would like to see Jaden Davis get a lot of reps next season. I think he could be, a starter. We just got to get a scheme for him that's going to work, man. We don't want to kill his confidence neither, Right. And I tell you this, man. Michigan, the game was there today. Like, we should have won this game. Let's be clear. The 2 red zone possessions, we on the 5-yard line 2 times, and we come away with nothing.
Yeah.
And we had to go on 4th down.
Well, we got 3. We came away with 3 both.
Thought Zavada was on to me.
No, the 3 Zavada. As a matter of fact, give Zavada some money. Tell him don't go pro. We need him.
Right.
He's the MVP. Him. He's the MVP of the team this year.
I mean, I think we look good next year with everything we got coming in, with how hard they're going to hit the portal.
It depends.
Keep Zavada.
Kirk Campbell.
Keep Zavada. No. I've already said Kirk Campbell at the very least demoted to QB coach. At worst, get rid of him.
Not Kirk Campbell. Listen. Taco Bell got a manager position. He needs to take that position.
I want him out of there, bro.
I
want Kirk Campbell out. I've already explained. I played the
post game.
This is what I want. This is how I feel about Kirk.
I'm dead. I want his family dead. I want his house burnt to the ground. I want to go to the middle of the night. I want to piss on his head.
Yo, Henry, what is that picture from? Is that from your high school yearbook or something? What is that?
I was actually at my daughter's basketball game when I took that.
Hey, you all for that.
But that's how I feel about Kirk Campbell at this moment.
Man, go ahead. I know you watched the battle rap. Who is it on DNA? Get Kirk Campbell the F out of here.
That's DNA.
His headset out of here.
Get his headset right. I want his headset burned. I want that lanyard, all of it in a mosh or in a fire pit. Dom says warm milk and cookies. Anyone? How about a Pabst Blue Ribbon?
Hey.
Shout out to Dom, man. He is not lying.
I mean, for real though, like look at everything that we've got coming in. Everything that we've heard, they're going to be hitting the portal super hard. Our future's looking good if we can get rid of the coaches that need to go. Get rid of Campbell, get rid of JB Brown. How are you guys feeling on Bellamy, John Marie, and the new tight ends coach?
Newsome. I like Newsome.
No. Newsome went from tight end to
you're
O-line.
Right. He's the offensive line coach. You're right. I mean,
I think Newsome's okay because he didn't have a lot to work with this year.
Well, listen, I think that offensive line was disgusting all year long. But I will say, okay, I'll give him a pass on that. We're gonna bring up Kicking because we're gonna keep Johnny for a minute. Kicking, what's good?
Hey, can you hear me?
Yeah,
we can hear you loud and clear.
Hey, man, come on now. This is what you come up with a game plan as far as offense goes. Like our defense kept us in the game, but man, that was rough to watch.
How good would Wings defense look if he had a complimentary offense right now?
My gosh, dude. Yeah, Campbell's got to go, man. This is just bad.
Yeah, it's pretty bad. Kirk Campbell he was fired from Old Dominion. All right, I want y'all to let that marinate for a second. As the offensive coordinator for Old Dominion, who they playing? Burger King Tech.
Yeah.
The YMCA of Duluth. He lost his damn job calling plays at Old Dominion University. For those who don't know, that's in Virginia. It's a school down there, close to Virginia Beach. It's not a prominent program is the point, right? And he lost that job. And then we bring him on, and he's the quarterback coach. And I will say, last year I thought he was an upgrade from the quarterback coach that we had previously. That was also the OC and Matt Weiss, because Lord knows Matt Weiss didn't have a personality to save his life, and apparently he was scaring more kids than recruiting them in. So there's that, right? So Kurt did a good job in building relationships. I'll give him that. That
JJ
said, and JJ liked him. That said, he is not good at this play calling thing. That's just a fact.
And I know JJ liked him and Sharon liked him, but how much of last year's success with JJ was on him versus the fact that he got handed to JJ?
Exactly. I give him 5%.
Kirk is like having an ugly girlfriend and she cheats on you.
So here's an honest question though. Here's an honest question though. We've talked about how the timing of when Sharon got the job and had to put his staff together, right?
Right.
And at the time, remind me if I'm forgetting somebody, but the talk was Kirk Campbell or Mike Hart. And I don't think Mike Hart would have been any better as an OC than Kirk Campbell is.
I don't know about that.
We don't know. From everything I've heard, he was really lazy as a coach, as a recruiter. That he was good on the.
You watch yourself call it a black man lazy. I'm joking. Go ahead.
You know what I'm talking about.
I would have took Mike Hart over freaking.
But I'm just saying, we don't know who else was out there that calls may have been put out to, or that were even available. So,
right.
I don't know, and I don't know that he was a bad quarterback coach. You can't really, I don't think you can judge him good or bad when he had JJ. So,
yeah, but JJ was already there.
No, that's what I'm saying.
That's what he's
saying. If we fire him, I'm cool with that. If we demote him to QB coach, okay, because I don't know that he's a bad QB coach. I don't know he's a good one either.
Well, he's certainly not a good OC.
Absolutely.
I don't want to take. Honestly, I don't want to take no more chances with people.
I'm with you, bro. And Dom is on fire.
Taking a chance with anybody we hire, bro. I mean, everyone thought Rich Rod was a sure thing, and that was a chance, and it didn't pay off. Any new hire is going to be taking a chance. Well, that's what I'm saying. Like, everybody thought Rich Rod was good when we got him.
He was just
every new hire is a chance.
I mean, that's something different though, because Rich Rod was a total rebuild.
Right. He was taking Michigan from what it had been for years, decades, really, and trying to turn it into what Oregon was when Chip Kelly was there. Worse than that, even, right, in terms of the offense he was trying to run. That said, Rich Rod, I will say this: after reading and doing the research on Rich Rod and his time at Michigan, he was trash. I'm taking nothing away from that. Yeah. But he also was handcuffed because the previous regime, Lloyd Carr and those still had power at Michigan and did not allow him to do what he wanted to do and what he was supposed to do at Michigan. But I also say he was trash. All right. Kicking, what you got next for us, man?
Yeah, I don't know, man. Like, we could have won this game, but I mean, you can't win games when you keep giving the other team the opportunity to just kill you. Our defense was okay, wasn't great, but it gave us enough time to almost win this game. But I mean, come on, dude, this OC play calling is horrible, bro. And if you're Sharon and you want recruits to come in as far as offenses, you got to do something, bro. You can't just let this guy keep doing what he's doing.
No, I mean,
1,000%.
Campbell needs to be gone.
Michigan,
we running it.
man.
This just been the season
Only the punt.
where you just see. Well,
Oh, I'm sorry. Go ahead, Maniac. My bad.
I'm sorry. No, I said this is a season where you know when good things just happen and you're winning and you just know good things are gonna happen. It's just the opposite. We have that dark cloud on top of Michigan. You just look at the games and you're like, okay, who's gonna mess up here? What's the pass in the oh, there you go. You're like, here we go. Who's gonna turn it up? There you go. It's just
Samaj on the punt return, letting it roll 25
Oh
yards.
my god.
Oh my god.
We kinetic. Bro. Samaj, he's another one that need to work in Taco Bell. He could do the chalupas. Man.
Well, and that's
Shout
one
out
thing
to
I don't
that.
understand. I've never understood what people saw in Samaj, but I tried to give him the benefit of the doubt because everyone seemed to like him.
Mhm.
Like, what is it that people like about him? I see him being a little twitchy, a little shifty if we used him correctly in the slot, which Kurt Campbell's not. But
Right.
Fact.
why are people so high on him?
Well, I think that's it.
I think it's that punt return we saw in the Big Ten championship.
But I mean, he had as many mistakes on punt returns, if not more, than he had good punt returns last season and this season.
And struggle.
That's a
I was
fact.
about to say that. It's true.
Yeah.
Samaj is a slot receiver. We
Fact.
need a quarterback. He just need to be in that slot. I'm not saying that he's an elite receiver, even if we had a quarterback, but he can make plays, man. He's out there, but the scheme is bad. Kinetic is just atrocious. We've been saying this since like week beginning.
So many stationary routes. The run the route.
Yeah.
Wait,
Yeah.
Right.
He should be used on slot routes. He should be used on end arounds. Those kind of trick.
Yes.
That's where it was most effective.
Wide
a
receiver
season ago.
screens, not comeback routes, not.
Right. When he was effective last year, it was on those sorts of plays, right? The end arounds.
But that's because we had Roman and Cornelius playing X and Z, and we didn't need him out there. Now, who do we
And that's
like?
the
We
thing.
don't have
That's
anyone
the
out
thing.
there.
He's not an X receiver. He's not a Y receiver. He's the guy in the slot. He's the Z receiver, bro.
I said
bottom
X and
line.
Z. I meant X and Y. You know what I
But
mean?
Madman,
Yeah.
speaking of receiver, we're getting one who just flipped to Michigan.
Bro,
That's
we're
a
getting
fact.
We're getting
That's
some
a
fucking
fact, and we're
dog
gonna
wide
actually talk about that. And we'll talk about this. Kicking, we appreciate you coming up, bro. We're gonna drop you down. Come back up if you have the time.
All right, man. Go
No
blue.
doubt. Go blue.
Thank you, Kicking. Appreciate you.
Bruce says, I heard a bunch of UM fans showed up at Bryce's Bellevue game. Did you guys hear anything? Yes, that is
hundred.
absolutely 100% true. They were saying, yeah, it was deep at the Bellevue Saline game. And Michigan showed up for sure. I think it's the Hellgate Tailgate organized that and had a bunch of people at at Bryce's game. So shout out to them.
Shout out to John Klein. He runs the Hellgate group, and the tailgate was the Hellgate tailgate was the campaign that he put together, and they're
Absolutely.
continuing it.
Oh, they're gonna keep going. I like it. Whatever it takes at this point. Like I said on Twitter, whatever it takes. Because today, that first drive, and let me know how you feel about this. The first drive, I thought Michigan came out, was very effective. I liked the way that they were moving the football, all the way up into the fumble, of course. But and I said on Twitter at the time watching that basically Davis Warren is out here modeling the Bryce Underwood offense, right? Because they were passing it a lot. It was even, they were short passes, but they were passing it a lot. It looked like it was sped up a bit. Getting them outside of the pocket even, and it looked good. After that, though, why is it that
one good drive
you can have a drive like that, and then it's quarters later before we have another effective drive? That's crazy.
I think I've got an idea why. I can't say I know why, but I've got an idea. The first couple drives of the game, the first drive of the half, those are scripted. Throughout the week, those are worked on by Sharon Moore and Kurt Campbell and whoever else they got sitting on the offensive scheme meetings. Those are the scripted drives that Sharon Moore has his hands in, and then the other drives are the ones that Kurt Campbell's calling live. I don't know that. I have no intel to say that that's the case. That's what it looks like to me.
No, that's what it is. That's a fact. That's a fact with them scripted plays. But my thing with the passing game, like, bro, you doing some comebacks, out route, bro.
Right.
Like,
with a bunch of slot receivers, what else can we do?
Bro, you can run,
if they cover Colston, what else do we got?
Bro,
we got Morris, bro. Morris looked like he was behind the defense.
Route in football, and if you throw it well, you can get more yards. We need run after catch, bro. Like,
and we have none.
That we're doing is just like, I get it, but bro, open it up a little more to some basic things. Work for a reason, and they've been around forever for a reason because they work.
I agree with you, but it goes back to the ineptitude of Kurt Campbell because
ain't an easy
he's
throw,
trying to open it up, and every time he tries to open it up, it fails because of his play call.
A slant.
Right.
Go back and look at the games throughout the year. He's tried at times, but every time it fails either because of his play calling or because of the lack of talent.
I still need to see it because what did you show? You just showed I'm gonna let you go right quick, bro.
No, go ahead.
You just showed us today. Oh, you don't do it? You look even worse. No eye candy. You look even worse.
Mm-hmm.
So the goal is to show us that you actually know what you're doing so you can keep your job. You want to show us that? Everybody that watched that game say Kurt Campbell got to go. So,
I will say though, even though it looks bad for Kurt Campbell, I do think that they did a good job in what they're trying to show the recruits for this reason. They're showing this is very clearly to where we can even see it. This is the type of offense we want to run. We don't have the guys to take these and make big plays after the catch to run the routes crisp like we need them to.
Here's the thing,
they've done a good job showing this is what we want to do. We just need you to come here so we can do it.
But what is it that we want to do? Like Johnny said when he came on here, there is no identity even. There's no, it doesn't feel like a cohesive offense. You know what I mean? It's just, we got some plays that we can run, and some of them are pass plays.
That's the play. That's the play calling from Kurt Campbell. But the scheme itself
I agree. I agree that the play calling from Kurt Campbell is trash. By the way, how many shots down the field did we take? Listen to this, and you guys might remember this play. We clearly get OU offsides, right? They hike the ball. My man drops back. All he's focusing on is Colston Loveland. He throws that little would-be seam or crossing route or into Colston Loveland. That was horrible. It was a horrible pass, by the way. But on the outside, Tyler Morris was behind his defender. Why didn't you? Because even if you throw this pick, it doesn't matter. You got to take that chance and throw down the sideline. He does not do that. None of the quarterbacks have come in and done that. Alex Orji did it the first time he got in the game and overthrew Moore by 10 yards. But other than that, we're not throwing the ball down the field.
Listen,
this comes down to he doesn't trust Davis Warren.
You're making too much sense. You have to take risk. What do we have to lose at this point, guys? Nothing. I don't want to hear nobody say, but you gotta throw it. It could be a flag. He could just make a great catch, but you gotta take the risk, bro. We play like we're going to the playoffs. We're not. Let that shit loose.
And look, Maniac. The money is coming in. This it's about to be out of Sharon's hands with a lot of this stuff. Because boosters, I'm putting my money. We said it ain't our money. It's their money. They about to take over who's here and who's not here. They about to take it over. So, thinking, oh, that's my guy. Boy, shut up. I just gave you $15 million. Get my guy, who I said come here.
Get my guy.
That's what's about to happen shortly.
Hey, Keegan, I'm sorry you've been here for a minute. What's good, man? Thank you for joining us live. How you feeling about the game?
Yeah, man, thanks for having me. That was a really tough loss for me.
It was.
It might be the worst loss of the season, like as far as it goes for me personally. But Kinetic made some good points. I see both sides to it. Like we don't have the talent. Like Davis Warren, drops back 2 seconds, he's running, and he's not that guy to throw on the run. And it's just like, how can we develop an identity if we can't have the good run blocking, we can't have good pass blocking, and then we can't throw on the run? It's a tall order. On the other hand, it's looking like Wink is starting to adjust to the college game, so that was a positive. But yeah, y'all are making some great points. The recruiting is picking up, and we had the clock management issue, and I know you can point at Sharon throughout the season, but like this is the transfer portal NIL era, and I don't know if it was Saban, but like adapt or die. No, Dusty May said that. So like so you got the fact that we were in the playoff, and then we had the coaching situation, the quarterback situation, and then we're hiring coaches, and then we have a limited amount to keep who we got. It's just asking a lot for Sharon to to juggle all that, and then he's got to learn head coaching things at the same time while figuring out the next quarterback. Like he's got to study. He's going to have an off season to study things like clock management and how am I going to have quality control. If I miss something, who's gonna flag it down? There's a lot of things that there just wasn't time or resources to do. But like what y'all are saying, like and I'll shut up here in a second, but the recruiting, even though you see the coaching problems, like, would you rather have $4 million or $10 million, and somebody made a bad clock decision, so at the end of the day, people are going to take the money, I think. So I think it's going to be okay.
I think we're definitely going to be okay. And I think you hit the nail on the head. When he was hired and putting his staff together, he tried to promote the people around him that he thought could do the job. What he needs is experienced coordinators that he doesn't have to worry about them doing their job or not, so that he can learn on the job his part of it. He shouldn't have to worry about needing to take over play calling from the OC, because he's trying to learn on the job the duties of a head coach and learn what to do, what not to do, learn from his mistakes. He needs experienced people around him. He needs experienced analysts around him. Like we were talking earlier, somebody that can be in his ear to say, hey, challenge that play. Hey, don't challenge that play. Somebody they need a rules guy. They need people around him for him to rely on while he's getting this on the job training as a first year head coach.
No doubt. Shout out to Nevada Buck. By the way, I didn't get to shout out a bunch of people: Ripstar, Nevada Buck, of course, Dom, Steven, everybody else in the chat. My guy, obviously, Keegan was in the chat. Troy is in the chat. Dexter Green, both of them are members. Become a member. Struggle, my guy Struggle, also in the chat. All right, anyway, 14-3 Alabama right now over at LSU. That means something to Michigan fans because, of course, we want Bryce Underwood to have a horrible, horrible experience in Baton Rouge tonight.
Put it on him,
I want that Tiger to escape the cage and chase people around the field.
And chew somebody's leg off.
Absolutely. Whatever it takes.
But we can't sit here and say that recruits don't care about winning and losing when we talk about us, and then say, oh, we need them to beat LSU to help us in recruiting.
Well, look, I think you're going to go where you want to go regardless of the scores. I remember Ohio State cooked us and Rashawn Gary still came to Michigan. That didn't change his mind. But what I want to say is this, right? We got 2 games left, gentlemen. 2 games left. 1 home game, 1 road game. I know we've been down this road. What do we want to I know the answer, but I need y'all to say it again. What do we want to see in these final 2 games?
Just beat Ohio State. That's all I want to see. However you got to do it.
Thank you.
Wink, keep it up. Keep it up, Wink. Will, we need you. I need you one last time, brother. I need you one last time.
Yeah.
But, and the problem is I could see Wink doing a master class on OSU, but
the offense,
Sharon, somebody give, because OSU defense, they ain't just gonna give us the game.
Hey, quick
These boys can play now.
Quick question. Somebody look up and find what the record was between Chip Kelly against Wink's defenses when they were both in the NFL.
Yeah.
Chip's offense versus Wink's defense. There's got to be some stats out there.
Yeah, I just think, I think going into that game, especially if Ohio State loses to Indiana, because now the stakes are even higher. A 3-loss Ohio State team might not be guaranteed a playoff spot. They still might make it, but you get it, which I don't think Indiana's going to beat OSU. I'm telling you. I think they're going to choke. They're going to choke.
I don't know. Did you see the way Purdue was moving the ball on OSU? They couldn't finish the drives, but if they imagine that it was Indiana playing against that OSU defense today, I think they would have scored quite a bit more.
But if imagine we had Ohio State's offense today, we win that game by like 2-3 touchdowns.
We blow them out. Indiana.
By the way, and shout out to my stats guy.
It's in 2 weeks.
It's in 2 weeks. Yeah, shout out to my stats guy. But Chip Kelly apparently was winless against Wink Martindale in the NFL.
Yeah,
and he keeps it up.
And so what I want to see us go into this bye week. I want to see them make the adjustments they should have made in the first bye week. Now that everything's starting to come together in a lot of ways, I want to see them get bowl eligible with Northwestern at home, and then I want to see us put up a fight with Ohio State. I don't think Ohio State's unbeatable when you look at their defense. But our offense would have to make major steps. If that means that Sharon Moore has to take over play calling duties for that game, do it. But
did that.
But I want to continue to see the progression from Wink and the defense. I want to continue to see
week 3.
I want to continue to see the players playing hard. I mean, that's what Wu even said coming out of his visit. Was it 2 weeks ago? When he said that they never stopped playing hard. That tells you what you need to know about the culture of the program. Keep that up. I want to see Will Johnson get off the bench and play in the OSU game.
That's a big.
Otherwise, he need to pay back those collective checks.
But hey, he got us. He got the natty, man. But if this is my opinion, I guess it comes down to I really don't want us to play a bowl game. I really don't, because
I don't either.
I want us to have. Sharon's got a lot to do in the offseason with the transfer portal, recruits, hiring, firing. I want him to have that meeting with bowl game, them practices. A lot of these coaches bad. I don't want them coaching no more. They need to be gone. You know what I'm saying? So I know it sounds harsh, like, dang, you don't want us to play. No, he's got a lot that needs to be fixed.
Right.
And the bowl game is just going to take up more time from him being able to do it.
Okay, but a bowl game does look really good on resume and on recruiting, and it would be a perfect opportunity to put in some of the young guys. You want to see what Jaden Davis can do? Put him in the bowl game.
Hold on. Does it really make a difference in recruiting for the bowl game at this time? It does. Hold on. This is unprecedented. This is 12-team playoff. Mm-hmm. This isn't 2 years ago. This ain't 5 years ago or 20 years ago when every bowl game all mattered. This is a different time.
Thing. Since the implementation of even the 4-team playoff, it kind of diminished the importance of a bowl game now outside of that 4-team playoff. Now it's a 12-team playoff. What bowl game is left? You in the Crest, fight against Plaque Bowl. You in the
bowl games matter because it's still an exhibition to showcase what you got going into the next.
I guess the extra practices.
Sure.
And you do get the extra practices, and you can even have recruits come and be on the sideline like a visit for the bowl game.
Great, but what recruit wants to be on the sideline for the I can't believe it's not Butter Bowl in Iowa? You know what I mean? I'm not that recruit. You know what? If you invite me to Iowa for the I Can't Believe It's Not Butter Bowl, I'm gonna take that as an affront to my person. I'm not coming to your school.
Like, I get it. I get it.
But I get it.
I get it. But all these excuses we try to make for Sharon, the off season, he did late. All right, get at it. Get at it. Because I'm telling you, I'm on the point of being real hard on everybody. I don't like to get wrong excuses.
Oh, I mean, I definitely like. I'm not going to be easy on them. They need to hit this offseason. I'm saying they need this offseason. They need a year in the program to be able to put their scheme in to fully install what they want to do. I'm not saying take it easy. I'm not giving them excuses next year.
Kinetic, you heard it from Dom. All right.
No, I mean, listen, I lived in Nashville for a lot of years. I've seen the Music City Bowl. It's not a prestigious bowl. I can tell you that bowl mattered to the teams that went there, even if they were a good team on a down year or if it was a bad team on a good year. The bowl games mattered. The festivities around it.
We said Michigan
bringing the recruits in. It matters.
Michigan has set a standard, man. We not trying to go back to the dog days, right? We had one of the greatest 3-year run of all of college football, right? Of any team, maybe Alabama, maybe USC, but no other team has had a run like that in a long time, man. To go back to 9-3, the slap your mother bowl. No, I don't want that no more. I need playoffs. I'd rather get blown out in the first round of the playoffs and say, you know what? At least we were there. We had a chance to play for it all. So, look, man, the bottom line is this. I agree. I get it. The extra practices help. But same way, Sharon Moore didn't have enough time. Now he's going to have enough time. So no excuses.
Yeah, but that also requires us to lose to Northwestern, and I can't stomach that.
What happened?
Hold on, guys. Hold on for a minute because somebody wants some attention. Ripstar, you know what? Every week you come up here, we let you say what you got to say in the chat, and and you know what? I even appreciate. I love having you in the chat. Right, it brings a certain amount of character, a certain amount of comedic, a certain amount of irresponsibility to the chat, but also comedic relief to the chat, right? However, bro, I'm not gonna put your dirty laundry in the streets, right? Not to say that you got dirty laundry or whatever, but we do know that there was a situation, fam, that's what I was talking about when I said we needed to have a conversation, needed to talk. But if you want to do this, bro, I mean, what is it? What do you want? Do you want to do this? Do you want to do this? All right? Because otherwise, bro, just be in here, crack your jokes in the chat, and be cool. All right? You stay cool like you be cool, and I'll be cool like I be cool. Everybody's happy. All right. We move on. I'm sorry, Keegan. You've been here. You've been very patient, and I'm sorry if we've taken away from that. But what other thoughts do you have?
Oh, it's all good. I'm just hanging out, trying to digest the loss. I do have it took me a while to get here, but I do have an optimistic outlook. I don't at first, when you're seeing it all unfold, it always seems worse than it really is. And the timeout missed was egregious. So there's that. And you just wondered if Sharon was thinking, am I fired or am I going to have to fire Kirk Campbell? What recruits am I going to lose over this? I was just wondering what was going on in his head. I felt bad for him.
I hate that type of stuff, bro. Bad head coaching mistakes like that, because that's coaching 101.
Yeah.
Bro. You got to call that timeout instantly. I don't care they got 8, call the timeout. Because you're going to lose. You can't let 30, 40 seconds go off the clock at that right then.
Yeah.
Then you lose because of your coaching mistake.
Right. And the perception of it too, right? It looks horrible.
Right.
You don't know what you're doing. Go ahead.
No, that's true, Johnny. I appreciate that. But the problem I mean, anybody knows you need the time out there, and all the fans who have nothing else to do are watching the clock, ready to see it stop. And obviously, he had to tend to other things. So that's the problem, that if you have time to plan in the off season to see what happened that was wrong in the season, and then find ways to mitigate those challenges and prevent them from happening again, then you have a better you're more equipped to handle that when it's crunch time. So, but that said, we do have a good recruiting class coming in.
Fantastic recruiting class, and next year's is. I've heard it's going to be even better.
Yeah, it's looking good. I mean, the coaching mistakes hurt the Bryce Underwood recruitment, but honestly, if I had to guess, they're paying at least double LSU, and he's the local hero, and the fans are going to try to get him, and I think they're gonna win him over. Like, would you rather get paid double and be a hero without taking a snap, or would you rather go to a high flying basketball on grass LSU? So
Someone started the sway pitch, and it just started working last week.
Man,
Nice.
come be a hero. Come get this bag and be a hero.
Exactly.
In
Or
your
do you
own
want to be mauled by a jungle cat?
Exactly.
I mean,
Yeah.
the thing with Sharon is, like, again, I understand we're Michigan. We normally do not hire first-year head coaches. People can say that all they want. Bottom line is, he was the right hire at the time. This is the exception. There's an exception to every rule. This was the exception this year. He was the right hire. He is the right guy. But just because that's the case, it doesn't mean that he's magically going to skip the growing pains of a first-year head coach. He needs that strong staff around him, and as long as I didn't go into the season expecting him not to make mistakes, and that's mistakes from on the field to game management to staff hires. What I care about is, does he learn from the mistakes? Does he keep making the same mistakes? And as long as he's learning from them and doing it better the next time, then I'm good with Sharon. Because I do think he's going to be a great coach at some point. We just need to get there.
People forget something, right? Ryan Day's first season as head coach at Ohio State. Check it out. That's when, rest in peace, Dwayne Haskins went into the draft. You know who was going to be their starting quarterback? Little ass Tate Martell. That's who they had. This is before transfer portal. Guess what Ohio State did? I don't care what anybody tell me. They tampered with Justin Fields at Georgia. And what was Justin Fields' excuse that he wanted out? Someone said a racial slur towards him, right? Now, let's call it like it is. I'm not saying he's lying. But what's the percentage of black players on that Georgia football team? So you telling me you the only player that felt a certain way. Not only that you felt the need, I don't even want to be in this college, when your sister was on a softball team as well.
I forgot about that.
That's the one excuse that nobody's going to challenge.
That was shady shit. They did. They did some tampering. He got Justin Fields for 2 years, and that's what helped. Trust me. If Tate Martell is the starting quarterback at Ohio State, Ryan Day's first 2 seasons is looking just like this. I promise you.
That's a fact. I mean, the problem is they were out in front of it. You know what I'm saying?
To that chat right there, yes, it's a multi-year deal. It's not 10 million or 8 million for 1 year.
Yeah,
it's broken up over 3 to 4 years.
By the way, I want to
saying that like they're giving people are acting like they spending their own money too.
Thank you, Johnny, because that's what I wanted to touch on, bro. I don't care if they pay that man $80 million.
It ain't coming out my pocket
because it's not mine, and it's not yours. And it's not the students aren't having to pay for it.
I don't care.
Exactly. Yo, be Oprah out here. Give him whatever he wants. If somebody is willing, as long as somebody is willing to pay it, of course, right? He can only get what somebody is willing to give him, right? So there's that. And by the way, they can only give what they are willing to give him. So it's not, it's not your money. It's not my money. I don't care how much money he gets if he's coming to Michigan, because it's not something that we have to pay out of our pocket or whatever. By the way, the collectives look like they're going to be having to go to the wayside based on what the NCAA, plans with the schools and the salary cap.
They'll
if you
still
will.
be there. It'll just be in a
Yeah.
different way.
Yeah.
The money is there. The problem is this is the only problem I see it in. Like Kinetic was saying, Sharon, learning from your mistakes with these boosters, giving that bread.
Mm-hmm.
They ain't gonna have much patience for these mistakes. They're not
Absolutely
gonna have.
not.
You gotta learn. Sharon got to learn fast with all this money coming in. You got to learn fast and get it right, get it tight.
Well, and that's where we need to come. Like, we've got the money back in now, which we did not have at the time Sharon became head coach. We did not have the financial support we have now. They came out of pocket for Wink. They came out of pocket for Wink because of his experience. But outside of the hire with Wink, they were not coming out of pocket for players or coaches the way that they are going into this offseason. Yeah. So now that they are, he needs to fire the coaches that need to be fired. He needs to expand the staff to include the analysts and the assistants that he needs, and he needs to get experienced, good, solid coaches around him that he can rely on, like I said earlier, to where he doesn't have to worry about doing their job for him.
Yeah,
right.
That's a point.
And the truth is, Kinetic, you're right. Every Michigan fan need to take a step back here. We know we wanted Sharon Moore as the coach. Let's not sit here and say we did it. And if Sharon is not the coach, chances Will Johnson, Mason Graham, Kenneth Grant all hit that portal.
Donovan Edwards, he said he only came back because of that.
He's one of the reasons we kept whatever core we had left of the last championship season, right? Why he did at Penn State, what he did at Maryland, why he did against Ohio State. We said this is the guy. So we got to give him a chance, guys. I get it. We disappointed. Ain't nobody happy, bro. I'm pissed. Listen, I'm pissed. I hate seeing Michigan look like this because I've seen it for many years. And I don't want to go back to that. But we got to give Moore another year. But yes, he does need to look in the mirror, though. You're right, Johnny. You better get it right this offseason.
Yeah, and I'm not saying this is, I want him fired. What I'm saying is,
no, I know
them big boys with that money. They're not going. They don't care about nothing we talking about.
If they're coming out of pocket with their money, they're not going to give them a long leash after this year.
No, and I don't blame them.
That's what I'm saying.
Just imagine us five right here. We put in $3 million each, bro. I want to see something. If I'm putting up that kind of money, right? So you're right. His leash is short. I don't blame him. Hey,
that's
we put our money. If
the problem I get, it's not a problem, but it puts the pressure on him. That's the word. It puts the pressure on him for next year because you getting NIL ain't excuse now, brother. Here go 10, 20. Do what you do.
Us five right here. If we put our money in for a quarterback, we getting Rip Star. Rip Star is the quarterback for Michigan. No doubt.
With a 20 piece from KFC.
We get it exactly. We get you some movie tickets. Yo, that's your NIL deal. You get 3 free movie tickets a week.
Yeah, man. Look, Michigan. We get a bye. Let's hope that Will Johnson comes back. I don't see it, but anyway.
Oh, you mean for the end of the season, not next year? Come
back to at least the OSU game, man. We have a legitimate shot to win. Do I think we win that game? No, because I think our offense is gonna let us down, right? And I think Johnny was saying it. I think our defense can hang with them. We definitely can. But can our offense, right? Now, someone in the chat was like, oh, Ohio State defense haven't gave up a touchdown in 2 games. Okay. Buy one is against Purdue. Now, let me see how you look against Indiana. Even though y'all going to beat them. But let's see what your defense does against them.
Yeah, because our defense, they can play with Ohio State, I believe.
Yeah.
I believe. They can.
If Nebraska did,
exactly,
definitely can.
Penn State did, so it's just, can you give us something on offense? You know what I'm saying? If we play Ohio State and we lose 23-14, bro, I'm gonna be steaming.
Right.
I'm gonna be steaming, bro. Because you just wasted a good defense and you couldn't even make it close enough. You lose, you still 14-23 or something. That's like, oh, you had a chance, but you still got to control butt whooping. You know what I'm saying? I can't take that.
All right, look, we up against this, the third hour. We ain't quite make it to the third hour. Look, Keegan, thank you for rocking with us as always. Go Blue, of course. Be sure to check us out on Monday. We're gonna be right back here on Monday. I believe Johnny is gonna be live tomorrow. Am I right?
Yes, sir. Call-in show.
Check out Johnny live tomorrow for the call-in show. Also, Monday, Johnny will be joining us right here on the Mayor's Madman channel as one of our special guests, because we got another special guest that you are going to enjoy. And it's no need of holding on to it, right? Mr. Jamar Browder will be joining us Monday live right here on the channel. If you don't know, that's the latest Michigan commit, wide receiver, flip from North Carolina State. He'll be joining us live right here with Johnny, with the Maniac, with Kinetic. Until next. Oh, by the way, but I'm not gonna do that. Kinetic, tell the people where they can find you. What you got going on?
Every social platform that I'm on, Kinetic 615. Just look me up. I'm there. Get at me. Not hard to find.
Keegan, I don't know if you got like the social media thing, or if you do that, or if you want to give it out. But if you do, now's your chance.
Yeah, I'm thinking about it, but I'm not there yet. I appreciate that.
No doubt.
Hey, and Johnny, if you guys got questions for Jamar Browder, send it to 3M, send it to me, send it to Maniac, send it to Johnny. If you got questions, send them in.
Y'all know y'all can find me, Johnny Olden Jr., YouTube, Sundays, call-in shows, pre-game shows, post-game shows, car lives through the week. It is what it is.
And he's the king of the North. Don't forget.
But hey, behave on them car lives. He don't have no patience in the morning for the in the comments.
Hey, and don't tell Johnny what to do on Johnny's live. Maniac, where can the people find you?
Go get some catfish, y'all. I'm gonna holler at y'all. Go
catfish. Go Blue.
Hey, you already know, man. You see it. D_boxing_maniac on Instagram. You'll find all my other platforms there, man. So that's that.
No doubt. Follow me everywhere at Maze Madman. You already know. And you know the slogan, stay angry, my friends.